Well, welcome to Minicon, a miniature Comic-Con full of miniature people. Today, I'm also joined by good friend and very insane person, Mike Albert. Mike?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm here to enjoy this Lilliputian event in which we're smaller than the average bear, and opening this controller wave. This is just phenomenal. We have lots of great figures, and as a Marvelite myself, some of them I'm not even familiar with.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Oh, there's some deep cuts in this wave.
Deep cuts.
So, we're going to crack them open, and we'll get to talking about them.
Explain to me
If only.
why this Thor is a zombie. First,
Okay. All right.
Let's
So
give a
let's
rundown. Here
let's
we
go
have
ahead and go.
Thor.
Let's go through what we've got. So
Zombie.
here, our controller wave unboxed. We're just going to move the controller over yonder. Good-looking fella. So let's talk about each of the figures that we've got in the wave. The first one, you're calling a zombie Thor. Okay.
He's
so
got eyeballs.
It's Donnie Cates Thor. This is so. Here's the backstory. This Thor was first appeared in the Donnie Cates run of Thor. The hammer is now possessed with the ghost of Odin.
All right.
So Mjolnir, like Odin's Mjolnir now, is inside of Mjolnir and like speaking to him
Is that good?
from it. It's interesting. I mean,
What's all these birds?
the birds. Oh, he's inherited the ravens, Odin's ravens, Hugin and Munin.
Names?
Yeah, they have names. The ravens have names.
I never read Thor.
Well,
That's just not my.
it's also in Mythology del Norte. Anyway, so this is Thor when he becomes the king of Asgard, and also ends up like Galactus shows up and is just like, I need your help to stop the Black Winter, which is like a the nothing type thing that's going to consume the entire universe. And so he's like, I'm going to make you my herald. So he gives Thor the power cosmic and makes him a herald of Galactus.
Now it's
So that's yeah. Then so that's why you've got the white zombie eyes and like all of that, the extra power, the crackalack.
Does Thor have an alter ego anymore? Is Donald Blake ever involved?
No, interesting you mentioned that. This is great. So part of that run with Thor, Donald Blake shows up because they haven't used him for forever. And they're like, where did Donald Blake go? Turns out he's in like a separate dimension that he got thrown into anytime they switched out, and he's been there for like 15 years, slowly going crazy and learning magic. He manages to get Thor to like crack him back out of that, and he takes over Thor's life, goes and tries to like attack Jane Foster, like kill everybody in Asgard, tries to murder Loki, and so then they trap him in like the lowest sub-level of Asgard, where Loki's supposed to
So they
have
made
been.
Donald Blake a villain.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
It's crazy. Yeah,
I'd like to read that.
It's pretty good. There were some people who were like, I hate this. They're like, those are the people who hate anything changing in any comic. But like, if you don't do that, you're gonna just keep retelling the same stupid Thor and Iron Man stories forever, and those already exist.
Spider-Man, the superior Spider-Man is one of my favorites.
Do something weird.
People hate that, and I love it.
So,
yes.
Speaking of stuff that they did do different that we both hated, let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite characters here. I haven't aired the review yet as of right now.
We don't hate Speedball. That's not.
I'm a huge Speedball fan.
Yeah, I like Speedball.
I think it's a great power set.
What we hate is penance.
Yeah, that sucked.
Dumb.
Like the idea where it was like the New Warriors did the TV series, and then Nitro blew up, and then he got thrown 600 miles away. I'm fine with that.
That was all right.
That part of Civil War, that was great. It made sense.
It made sense.
The fact that he was like, I'm so sad that I'm going to become this dark vision of like what I once was, and wears S&M armor is.
S&M armor. Dumb.
Please.
Please.
Nobody liked penance.
That doesn't exist anymore, right?
No.
Thank God.
But I don't know, like, They haven't done anything with Speedball either for like forever. I think they should. I think they should bring back the whole, like Justice, the Vance Astro Justice. Put Nova, put them all as adults. So there's Speedball.
He's amazing.
We're talking about. I love this, and also the After Effects. This is worth noting. These are from Can of Beams. They're $18. It's expensive, but
it's worth it for this.
For this, yes. And they should have come with the figure to begin with, something like this, at least some kind of effect.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense to not have
he
like.
He was just standing. It would look stupid.
It would, yeah. It would be ridiculous because like.
He doesn't stand.
No, he really doesn't. He speedballs right through people's faces all the time.
What do you think about USAgent? Is this still a guy?
Oh yeah, they just had a run with Christopher Priest. Priest, the comic book writer. Yeah. No.
No.
Oh man.
I'm bad.
Priest is. Oh wow.
It's worth reading though.
No, it's interesting. The short run with Walker, it is worth reading. I love Christopher Priest.
Okay.
But it puts like, it's awkward because like they put him on this John Walker character right before Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right.
And as this was coming out, they made John Walker clearly a very racist POS in that show.
In the
I
show.
thought. Well, where he like goes and chases down and murders a guy and is just like, you're not like, I'm supposed to be Captain America. Like he wasn't explicitly racist himself.
I think he's a jerk.
He was a jerk who was sort of like the way he was positioning himself and behaving was like, this black guy's taking away what I rightfully should have. Which is definitely, I read that as a form of like, that's pretty racist because like this guy earned the shit out of it. He was working with Cap for real.
For real.
You weren't doing that. They just gave you a name,
I
right?
think Quake looks like Maria Hill to me. It makes it look, and I know those are not interchangeable, but
She definitely does.
It looks like Maria Hill.
I also like the fact that you've got. So it's worth talking about old Johnny here. Like, it's based on I think, the more recent 20th anniversary Cap sculpt. Looks good.
It looks.
I like him.
I like him.
But he's not not one of my favorite figures or whatever. This Quake Daisy Johnson though, I mean, holy cow!
Works.
I really like this a lot. Like she's got the two gauntlets, she's got an extra hand where you can break her out and give her the gun arm.
But whatevs.
It's funny that she's got like one of them. She's got like the calm and like the boy haircut. That really is a Maria. Like this more than anything. That's very much a Maria Hill head.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what it was meant to be. Is that like you get your fanboys to buy two of them, give one the Maria Hill head and the other one the Quake gauntlets, and call it good. I don't know. Oh wow, she's got a hand, a second hand.
Several hands, four or five hands.
Oh man,
she's hands across America. That's what I was joke.
If she's got, so yeah, there's actually a pretty reasonable incentive to buy two. Then you make one Maria Hill with two guns.
Isn't there not a Maria Hill action figure?
I don't think so.
No shit. Okay, never mind.
Not a recent one at all.
No, I like this ice cream cone Iron Man.
He's like it's the Chris. So this is the design from the Christopher Cantwell run, which is funny because I follow that guy on Twitter, and he's also a Marvel Legends collector, and I think he was pretty dang jazzed that like the specific Iron Man that he had in his run, where he's like, I would be thrilled.
Sure.
But also he had put the controller into the Iron Man run.
Explain to me what the controller is. I have no idea. It looks like what are those tokens?
Pretty huge blind spot. These are so in his hands here, control discs. Control I don't have because I'm knocking stuff over here at Minicon where we're Lilliputians. But he's got these control discs in his hands. You can't put them out, but he'll like throw them on the back of people's necks, and he can like control multiple people at a time. I think that's the thing is that he's like, I don't know. I don't even know that he's human.
I don't think.
But he was
like Apocalypse a little bit.
Yeah, it's a cool character design. You know, blue guy, helmet, craggy looking face. You get that from Apocalypse. You get that from Thanos.
Yeah.
You get that from, you know, who else? Darkseid. Dr. Loomis, right?
Look at the big three here. I like this, even though it's USAgent. I get it, but still something about the big three that's pretty cool.
It really is. Speaking of, okay, so moving on to like
tertiary characters.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Before we move on, solid-looking Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Like he looks really cool.
He's girth. Yeah.
He's a thick fella.
Yeah.
He's got a distinctive-looking face. There's just,
Nice.
I just don't know. I mean, like I'll put him on a shelf with villains, but I don't know much about him.
I don't know.
Admittedly.
I don't know much about this character either. In fact, I've never heard of him until right now today.
Wow. Okay. So, Blue Marvel is pretty. Like I think he debuted like early 2000s. Kevin Grievo, who was part of the Underworld movies. I think he was one of the Lycans in the Underworld movie.
Yeah. Not Lucian.
No. But he was like, oh, since I was a kid, I wanted, more black comic characters.
Luke Cage is not enough for me.
No, I mean, well, I don't blame you, but he was just like, I want to have, like, effectively a black Superman.
Oh,
and so he creates...
Is that what he's supposed to be, the power
More or
Superman?
less.
Oh.
Well, so the whole thing is he's a living antimatter reactor. So he's kind of like...
Marvel.
A little like Monica Rambeau in that respect.
Okay.
That like he's basically made of energy.
Nice.
And so he could fly, super strength, all that. But the guy was a quantum physicist first.
Smart.
And like, I think the whole thing. Who was the other guy was like Connor Sims, who was like Antimatter Man or whatever. Like they got thrown into this thing where they were both imbued with antimatter level powers.
But they remained separate guys. They weren't part of the
two different
Firestorm.
No, they did. Yeah, they didn't firestorm it up. But the Connor Sims guy ended up a bad guy with like this helmet that looked vaguely like upside down Galactus horns, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, but this guy's he's slick.
Is he a hero?
Blue Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he's got
who's his villain?
Mostly that antimatter man, but also they had him. Al Ewing was running a book called The Ultimates. It was an offshoot. You remember the Ultimate Universe Ultimates or whatever?
Yeah.
They kind of rebooted it, so they had him and Captain Marvel at the head. They had T'Challa and Monica Rambeau on the team, and America Chavez. They rebooted Galactus. Like they found out that Galactus hadn't been in his cosmic incubator, had not cooked long enough, basically. So they were like, if we can put him back in there, then he'll come out the way he was supposed to be. And then he came out as Lifebringer Galactus, where instead of eating planets, he was like imbuing them with life energy.
Like the Genesis effect from Wrath of Khan.
The Wrath of Khan, indeed. Speaking of the Wrath of Khan, the Wrath of Madame Hydra, the other thing that's weird about this entire wave, I'm just going to go ahead and note, is the plastic
It's not malleable.
It feels a little bit flimsier than it used to be, right? I'm not imagining that. It feels
supply chain issues are big, and they may not be getting the same compounds they once were.
That could be the case.
Change it up. I mean,
it does feel a little softer than what it was.
It feels softer.
Big thing I like is the fact that she's got the two pistols, but the one hand will move. Oh no, it moves up and down instead of in and out. So you've got more of a gunslinger style look to things.
Yeah.
And then she's got the twin holsters with a detailed Hydra.
She reminds me of a Sharon Stone Quicken the Dead style vibe, and I don't know why.
Oh man,
but that's what
that movie.
I love it.
It's so good.
It's a guilty pleasure. I mean, a lot of people would tell you it isn't, but I love it.
No, I think it's great.
Faces. Yeah, it's.
I agree.
Hackman is as tough as always.
It is definitely a Sam Raimi Western.
It's really good. Is that Sam Raimi?
It is Sam Raimi.
I didn't know
That's why you have this quick zoom in on the faces.
On the faces.
Right?
I should have known that.
That's what.
I did it. But
No, you don't have to be embarrassed.
I can't consider myself a cinephile. Look, this is like me and most other humans. It's like a 2.5 to 1 ratio.
2.5 to 1 ratio.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what happens at Minicon. Is you end up miniaturized like this.
And both the Raven.
That's my big beef with these Ravens is there's nowhere to stick them.
Nowhere to stick
with
them.
Thor.
They just
this guy should be. I mean,
what are these Ravens called? Elios? What are they called?
Elios? Eli Lilly and Company? Hugin and Munin.
Hugin and Mugen.
Hugin and Munin.
Munin? That's just something. Sounds like
mucus.
Alright. Zombie Thor is my favorite of this run. Well, Speedball's probably my favorite.
Speedball might be my favorite.
And then
Although,
Zombie Thor.
Here's the thing. If he doesn't come with the accessories,
he's not as good.
It's pretty bland.
Pretty bland. He's just like a skinny, weird guy with leopard shoes.
The Iron Man is way up there. The Blue Marvel is it's a character I've wanted for years because he's so specific. Not the most attractive figure, to tell you the truth. But Controller, even though this dude is like a legitimately pretty side character villain here, it's a good-looking Build-A-Figure. I'm a fan.
He kind of looks like he's holding up a stop sign at a construction site. Slow. Stop. Slow.
It's a U.S. agent. They made him a real bad guy in that show. They really did.
Well, they're going to do the Dark Avengers, right? Is it going to be the Thunderbolts or is it going to be the Dark Avengers?
Thunderbolts, actually, I think is what it's going to be. And honestly, they should just do Dark Avengers. It's
dropping birds everywhere.
We're dropping birds everywhere. I'm dropping birds on these mofos.
This is awesome. That's good. And then him.
Wouldn't it be
Mjolnir and Mjolnir.
If you could summon birds, how cool would that be?
It depends on, all birds, even those big Australian ones.
Oh yeah, no, you're just as a power,
that's a thing. Those squirrel girls.
That would be a funny as hell comic right there. A guy named Birdman or something. I wonder if Birdman is actually covered, but his power, you would think a guy named Birdman could fly, but the whole thing is he's no, I can't fly. I don't fly. I don't have wings. I'm Birdman because I talk to birds. Well, and that's the whole thing, is that you're summoning birds.
There's a show on HBO.
Is it the Michael Keaton movie, Birdman?
No. He does talk to birds. He's exactly what you're thinking about. That meteor comes and gives everyone powers, mostly women, but a few men have powers.
No, what?
Yeah.
This is an HBO show?
It's called The Nevers.
The Nevers. Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it was is it Neil Gaiman?
No, maybe.
The Nevers, huh?
I think I would remember that, but no.
I'll have to check it out. I've never seen it.
All right, it's good.
Well, this is a good little wave. I enjoy it. I'm gonna have to make a little mini commercial out of these at some point. But thank you for meeting with me and hanging out here at Miniature Con.
Yes,
both of us, two grown men with miniature, as we also have been shrunk down to size for this.
You were gonna do penal jokes there. I'm glad you didn't go that way, but
you just did, kind of, in a way.
I thought it was going that way.
I'm not mad.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's what I say every time I look at my own penis.
All right.
That's a good way to end.
Good segue.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
This has been the Doomcast Minicon edition. Peace.